Hi everyone, I'm here with another haul video for you. You might find this interesting because I did. Anyway, a little while ago, a lady contacted me. They were moving from this big, beautiful home to a condo, and so unfortunately they had to scale down. And so we went, the movers and I went and packed everything up and brought them over. So I'm just going to show you what we've been able to test and catalog so far. All right, so starting over here, we have the JM Lab Focal Electra 906 bookshelf speakers with stands. Now, because we don't have the box or the manual, we're going to sell it locally. These are going to be 1,000 Canadian dollars. For those of you who don't know, the Electra series was the series just below their top of the line. So they're made really well with very, very good quality parts, drivers, and materials, and so on. So definitely worth checking out. They've got the hallmarks of the Focal sound, so very clear, good dynamics. Even for a little bookshelf speaker, the bass is actually pretty good, and great buy for $1,000. Okay, then we go over here. Well, let me stand over here so you can see a bit better. This is the YBA Passion Integrate 100. Some of you may not know what YBA is. Back in the, I want to say, late 80s and 90s, YBA started to make a huge splash in North America. YBA is a French company. At the time, it was designed by a gentleman called Yves Bernard Andre. If I remember correctly, he was also a professor at the École Polytechnique in France. His products were so highly regarded that they were considered in the same performance range as the Krells, the Levinsons, the Spectrals, and so on. As a matter of fact, Stereophile did a review of the Signature series and was incredibly impressed with how good the products are. I used to be a dealer for the product. I can tell you that they sound fantastic. They've got a very bold, clear sound, very dynamic. The mid bass on up is very dynamic, and yet it's got this subtlety and refinement that oftentimes you don't find in high-end electronics. Just superb. The designer was also known to be a real crazy tweaker. He loved to design products and listen to every single part, including the connectors. And anyway, so this integrated amplifier is rated 100 watts per channel, and original list between 2003 and 2005, this is when the product was bought, was about 46.50 Canadian from what I could find out. We're selling it for 1,200 US dollars or 1,500 Canadian. So 1,200 US or 1,500 Canadian, comes with box, remote, and manual. It's in very, very good condition. This one is, of course, the Hi-Fi Rose RS150B. According to the serial number, it was manufactured December 2021. The buyer bought it around about March, April of 2022. In excellent condition. I want to say excellent to mint condition. Comes with the box and accessories. Hardly ever used because this gentleman has multiple systems, and also he plays his CDs a lot, and also he spends most of his time watching TV as well, and so hardly ever used to go downstairs to his main system where this was connected. So likely not even broken in. Excellent condition. We're selling it for 5,800 Canadian. I forgot to do the exchange in US dollars, but if you go to a website called xe.com, you will see the exchange rate. So let's say it's 0.7. You would take 0.7 multiplied by 5,800, and that's what you would get for US dollars. Okay, now we get to this. So this gentleman is a huge fan of MBL. And for those of you who don't know, MBL is a German company. They are among the finest manufacturers of electronics and speakers. This, again, most of these products are going to be between 2003 and 2007. He couldn't remember exactly when he bought them, but that's around that time. This preamplifier is called the 5011. Comes with the remote control. Let me just show you what the remote looks like. Solid metal chunk, beautifully made. and it also comes with the box remote and manual. It says here. Okay, original retail from what I could look up was about $8,000 US. We're selling it for 2,500 US or 3,500 Canadian. That is an absolute steal. This thing is a superbly built preamplifier, and anybody who knows MBL knows that they make only the best products. As a matter of fact, as is typical of German products, they're just superbly engineered. Now let's swing over here. This is a current preamplifier. At least they're still being made in the current lineup. It's called the MBL 5010 preamplifier. Pure Class A, superb preamplifier, top of the line. Again, this was bought around about 2003 to 2007, but because it was so good, the manufacturer has never changed the model. Now, I'm sure they've improved it as time has gone on, but presumably it wasn't such a big change that they've decided to call it something else. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to turn it on. There we go. And so over here are all the indications of what the inputs are. Over here is where you do the input selection, and this is the volume control. And this is, I guess, the balance. It's got two outputs, and this is the mute button. Okay. It is missing the manual and the remote control, but it does have the crate. You can probably download the manual online for, without too much difficulty. And if you really need the remote control, you can probably buy it from MBL. Original retail price around about that time would have been about $23,800 US. The current retail price is $32,400. I mentioned it comes with the crate, no manual or box. No manual or remote control. We're selling it for $8,000 US or 11,000 Canadian. So 8,000 relative to 32,400, which is its current replacement value. Okay, then the unit below that is the Esoteric. That's the Esoteric SA10 CD SACD player. Also around about the same time, about 2004 to 2007. Original retail price was $3,500 US. Comes with box and remote. We're selling it for 1,000 US or 13.99 Canadian. Okay, and then right over here, let me just move this out of the way, is the Isotech Vision power conditioner. It has 6 outlets. Some of you may remember, but Isotech is a British company. I believe they're still around. They manufacture very, very good quality power conditioning products. And if I'm not wrong, Nordos was also the distributor for Isotech for a number of years. We're selling this one for $225 US or 300 Canadian. And this is the simplified version. It's called the Isotech Gemini. It has 3 outlets, and we're selling that for 120 US or 150 Canadian dollars. Now we get to the big amps. Okay, so I just want to get my notes correct here. Okay, so these are the MBL 9008 amplifiers, monoblocks. The current version is called the 9008A, A for Apple. The original retail for the pair was between 50 to 60,000 US dollars. Replacement value, the current version is 70,200 US dollars for the pair. Power rating is 440 watts per channel into 8, 840 watts per channel into 4, 1,000 watts into 2 with 2,000 watts peak. It's apparently operates between Class A and AB. It comes with crates, no manual. And to give you an idea of what the crate looks like, right in the back over there, Allison can show that. It's a very beautifully made crate. What else can I tell you? 132 pounds each. So you need to hook up 2 power cables to it for it to operate the way it's designed to. And just to give you an idea of how well made this thing is, again, typical of a lot of German products. The binding posts is probably the most substantial I've ever seen in my life. It almost looks like it was milled out of solid copper. And these are your balanced inputs with RCA. The amplifier can be used as a stereo, although this was bought to be used as monoblocks, and we are selling them as a set, okay, as a pair. And you notice how it says power and boost. Now, I haven't downloaded the manual, so I haven't read what that means. I have tested it, hooked it up, and it just sounds absolutely amazing. The build quality, again, is absolutely stunning. Look at the top plate. This is one solid piece of metal as opposed to a little thin piece. Anyway, just very impressed by how good it is. I had a listen to it when I was testing it. It brought back a lot of memories about MBL. I've never owned MBL electronics. I've always wanted to. I've owned their speakers, the 101, I think it was the C version, and was very impressed by the sound staging and the big sound staging. Anyway, so that's the amplifier. Okay, we're as I said, the current replacement value is $70,200 for the 9008A. The original retail of these was between $50,000 to $60,000. We're selling them for $14,000 for the pair. 14 for the pair, or 19,000 Canadian. Again, I'm purposely pricing these at a very low market value, just so that they sell out and somebody else can enjoy them. Okay. Now we get to something that's extremely rare. Many of you know Pass Labs. Many of you may not know that Nelson Pass also for a short period of time designed speakers. This was the very best speaker he ever designed. It's called a Rushmore. Well, Rushmore being Mount Rushmore. It's an active speaker. So you've got a four-way design with amplifiers built in and with a custom electronic crossover built in as well. Here are some of the details. It was made, again, between 2003 to 2007. We don't have the boxes. So if you want them and we need to ship them to you, you will need to pay for custom crates. There's a gentleman who makes custom crates about 10 minutes from here. We can bring it to him and he can make the crates for you. Guess about 2 to 2,500 Canadian for the crates, right? I'm guessing. Okay, so 15-inch woofer, 10-inch lower mid-range, 6-inch upper mid-range, and a 4-inch ribbon tweeter. I mentioned the four-way electronic crossover. So here's the other interesting thing. Nelson Pass custom designed amplifiers for each one of these drivers. So for these three drivers, he has 10-watt single-ended Class A amplifier for each one of them. So that's one amplifier, one amplifier, one amplifier. And each of these are 10-watt pure Class A. And then a 40-watt Aleph X supersymmetric amplifier for the bass. Now, don't let those relatively low power numbers fool you. They play plenty loud. I was testing it and I was certainly very, very impressed. And also, dynamic powered speakers don't need the kind of big amplifiers that a regular passive speaker requires, because the amplifier can be specifically designed and tailored for each one of these drivers. It doesn't have to drive the full range, and so the amplifier can be custom made specifically for those drivers. And if you look on the back here, this is the back of the speaker. There are 4 knobs. That's the balance connection. That's the RCA connection. This switch here allows you to go between on, standby, and off. The 4 knobs are for the tweeter, upper mid-range, lower mid-range, and bass. I think the range of control is about 3 dB plus or minus. These are actually heat sinks. That's how hot the Class A amplifiers get, and I'm telling you, it gets hot, and you do need those heat sinks. When I was playing it, even at medium volumes, over a period of time, the heat sinks got hot. That's pure Class A for you. All right, so the speakers are 250 pounds each. The original retail was $45,000. As a matter of fact, if you search on eBay, you will see that somebody's trying to sell a pair for $46,000 or $47,000 US. We're selling them for $15,000 US, 20,000 Canadian. 15,000 for the pair. Condition wise, very good. I wouldn't call it mint just because it's pre-owned, but it is very, very good. Okay, last for now is the MBL 116 speakers. The latest version is called the MBL 116F. I wasn't able to find if there were any intervening models, but this is called the MBL 116. Again, bought between 2004 to 2007. The original retail value, from what I could find out, was $27,280 US. The current replacement value for the F version is just under $40,000, $39,900 US. Comes with boxes, but the box does not have the original foam. We can probably ship it if we can cut custom foam for it. So what's interesting about MBL speakers is that from the, in this case, from the mid-range and the tweeter on up, the upper mid-range and the tweeter on up, they're actually omnidirectional. So if Allison later can take pictures of it, you can see all around the speaker it looks identical. You've got these lamellas, these pedals, and they produce the sound in a 360-degree dispersion angle. Same with the tweeter as well. So it doesn't matter where you stand in front of the speakers or sit in front of the speakers or even behind the speakers, the sound appears to come from this 360-degree arc. The lower mid-range drivers are mounted on the side, same with the woofers. They use two 5.5-inch mid-range and two 8.5-inch woofers. In excellent condition. I took a look and I don't really see any blemishes. I listened to it and it brought back so many wonderful memories about my 101s. When you set them up, so the thing is this, you do need to set them up at least 3 feet away from any walls to get the best soundstage possible. If you can, go even a little bit more. When you do that and you sit in a kind of an equilateral triangle, the speakers not only completely disappear, they throw the biggest soundstage you would ever hear. It's absolutely remarkable. You get drawn into the music very, very well. The tweeter is rated to over 30,000 cycles, and it sounds like it. It's just very sparkly, very airy. Match it with a powerful amplifier, like for example the MBL that I showed you over there, and you will have an incredible system. The sensitivity is a bit on the low side, I think rated around 83, but they can play quite loud. So make sure if you buy these speakers, that you have a powerful amplifier, but one that's also very good quality. Not necessarily expensive. A good quality Parasound, for example, would do a good job. A good musical fidelity that's rated with current and power will do a good job, but you do need something really good. All right, we're selling these speakers for $7,000 US or 96.50 Canadian, and I can tell you from personal experience that's an absolute steal. The speakers are worth every penny and more. You will not hear if soundstage is really important to you, for the speakers to completely disappear and envelop you in the kind of soundscape that you enjoy. You'd be hard pressed to find a better speaker than this. Comes with, of course, the grill like that. Anyway, that's it for now. If you have any questions, please email me, info@audioexcellence.ca. This video will go live. Today is Wednesday, probably tomorrow, Allison. Anyway, we'll do our best. And I will start posting some of these things also on our website, so you can also see some more of the details. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.